Hello, welcome to Kanishka IAS. From now, daily important current affairs are going to be discussed. First topic is genetically modified contaminated rice. Yesterday also this topic is in news. So this issue is important as European Union alleged that genetically modified rice which is originated in India was contaminated and it cannot be used as an ingredient in food industry. Now Union government identified that it is Maharashtra based exporter who exported this rice. This doesn't mean that if a rice is exported from here, then contamination also occurs here. However, the rice flour is processed in Europe. Even chances are high that contamination may also occur in Europe itself. Unless the right source of contamination is not published, one cannot claim where contamination occurs. These were only possibilities. Now cross-contamination occurs when bacteria gets transferred from object or food to another, which results in growth and multiplication of bacteria. If any food item is present, there are chances that bacteria grows there. If this bacteria is pathogenic, then it causes diseases and food poisoning. Now the issue is related to agriculture. So members from GEAC and IARI will look into this matter. GEAC comes under Ministry of Environment, which was created under Environment Protection Act 1986. IARI stands for Indian Agricultural Research Institute. It is also known as Pusa Institute. Initially, Pusa Institute is located in Bihar. Now it is shifted to Delhi. IARI played a very crucial role during Green Revolution. To this institute, funding and administration is done by ICAR. It comes under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Since topic is related to rice, it is necessary to know about rice cultivation in India and climatic factors. Rice is a kharif crop. Sowing time ranges from August to September and temperature is generally 10 to 21 degrees Celsius. Its harvesting time is December to January and temperature is generally 35 to 37 degrees Celsius and 100 to 200 centimeter of rainfall is necessary. These are the rice producing states in India, that is Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh including Telangana, Punjab, Orissa, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Assam. All these were major growing areas. Next topic is COP26. It is going to be held in Glasgow, Scotland, that is in United Kingdom. COP26 stands for 26th Conference of Parties to the United Nations Framework Conference on Climate Change. Before going to explain about COP26, it is necessary to know why these conferences and protocols were started. Since the dawn of Industrial Revolution, invention of steam engine and Renaissance in Europe were some of the factors that led to development of industries and manufacturing goods. Industrial Revolution was spread to Western nations and in search of resources and market for their goods, colonialism was spread to the Eastern nations. Now due to Industrial Revolution, greenhouse gases were increased in atmosphere. As a result, pollution is also increased. So, since 1972, there was no conference or meeting was held related to environment. UN Conference on Human Environment is the first international environmental law and it is held in 1972 at Stockholm at Sweden. The Stockholm Declaration is also known as the Declaration on Human Environment. In 1992, Earth Summit is held at Rio in Brazil. This is also known as United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. This summit gave rise to 3 documents and 3 conventions. These documents are not legally binding and these 3 documents were Rio Declaration on Environment and Development, Agenda 21 and Forest Principles. Now conventions. These 3 conventions were legally binding. Convention on Biological Diversity, United Nations Framework, Convention on Climate Change and United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification is the only legally binding agreement and this is the only convention related to deserts. Importance of COP26. To ensure that temperature of Earth due to emission of greenhouse gases doesn't exceed 1.5 degrees Celsius. to work on Paris Agreement work program and to review the carbon markets which are under clean development mechanism. Carbon markets. It generally allows for buying and selling of carbon emissions to reduce global emissions, and carbon markets are under clean development mechanisms of Kyoto Protocol. Clean development mechanisms. For example, if a developed country is unable to meet its reduction target, can provide money or technology to any industry in India. For example, let us consider this industry as a brick kiln industry, and now company which donated its money, then it can claim that it reduced emissions on its own. Another alternative is that if brick kiln company itself claims that it has made investment and then offer on sale the emission reduction, then carbon credits are taken by this company itself. If any party struggling to meet its own target can buy these credits and show these as their own. Now, clean development mechanism allows projects that should reduce its emissions in developing countries to earn certified emission reduction credits, each equivalent to 1 ton of carbon dioxide. CDM is the main source of income for UNFCCC Adaptation Fund. India gained from this carbon market as there is inflow of around $2.5 billion. For developing countries, there is a dilemma that whether they should have mitigation targets or whether sell these carbon credits in return of high inflows or use these credits to achieve its own mitigation targets. Article 6 of Paris Agreement deals with carbon markets to facilitate fulfillment of nationally determined contributions. Now, these nationally determined contributions are to reduce greenhouse gases under United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Recently, a sweeper was suspected of stealing 25 lakh from police station, and they were died in police custody during recovery of amount. According to NCRB data, between 2001 and 2018, only 26 policemen were convicted of custodial violence, despite 1,721 such cases were being recorded. Except in UP, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Odisha, no policeman was convicted for such deaths across the country. There were certain constitutional and legal provisions related to custodial deaths in India. That is Article 21, Article 22 and Section 41 of CRPC. It states that arrests and detentions for interrogation have reasonable grounds and documented procedures. Arrests are made transparent and there is protection through legal representation. To reduce this custodial deaths, it is necessary to give information or grow awareness on free legal services, which is a constitutional right. Judiciary should bridge the gap between privileged and most vulnerable people. And finally, Constitution of India is the final law of the land of the country. Thank you.